In progress.
Hello and welcome. In today's video, I'll be talking about uh, the transition from the conventional way of coding on BTP to more sophisticated modular coding, um, which you'll be seeing in a short while. So let me just bring you to your uh, knowledge that rather, I would say it's a recapitulation where you would be seeing the things in its normal way. So if you go inside the DB, here normally we have a CDS file that is a direct child of DB. And same over here with the SRV. And then you have got the JS file. So you know what I'm saying, right? So if you forget this catalog service and null, then you might be seeing a index.cds or any other CDS file with the JS file also close to it. So this is how the normal, the conventional way of doing things is. But if you move towards a more modular coding, then you would be seeing a lot of things those have been done inside it. So very quickly, I'll show you the things like here I have two CDS files, the sales order and the customer tab. And then the two of the CDS files are mentioned inside the third index.cds. So if I show it to you very quickly, if you go inside so you see this is how a very small number of fields have been taken inside it. And again, over here, you could see, again, another entity. I could have created both the entities inside it, but it's the modularity also at the entity level. And then, so if you check the namespace app are present in both the cases. And once you go inside the index.cds, you will see that both of the things are mentioned over here, the customer tab that you see over here and sales order tab that you see over here. Done. So this is the first thing that you have to do. After that, at the base level, that means the direct child of the DB, that is the index.cds you have to make. Because this index is actually connecting to this index. So you see the connectivity. Now, if I go inside the index.cds, you will see that I'm using the DB files 1/index. So this is how the index connectivity is done. So this thing is pointing to index files 1. And when you move into the SRV, you don't see a sort of an index or anything, a connectivity from index to index or something like that. What you do over here is you have got a catalog service, and inside that you're making your services and the JS files. So if you come over here, so this is my customers SRV, and you see the names are different from that you see over here. It's customers tab and it is customers SRV CDS. So normally you keep the names the same. So here it doesn't matter. If you go inside the customer srv.cds, and since it is you're using the app, there's a namespace that was given over here. So you can see from where is it getting? It's getting from the DB. From the DB, 2 levels up and DB. So if you just put a hash over there, I'm sorry, you just put a hash over there, so you can just check out that it is also pointing to the index DB. So let me just show it to you. What if I do it like this? And you see it is pointing to the DB index. So from here, it is actually getting all the indexes and each of the things are connected. So And once you do that, it's just turned into DB, nothing else. So now you can just move ahead and go to this. This is how you make a service, and you project it, and done. Interesting part over here is you can see the exact same name, customers srv.js file. The moment I open it, you will see it's not written in the same way like you're getting the CDS, this thing, SAP provided CDS module over here. So you don't have to I'm going to say it's not just the older way. It's a bit different right now. So here you can see that I've created and it is actually pointing to a reusable custom logic. So let me just go ahead and tell you. So, and here you can see that this application service over here is the main class. So if this class is actually extending to my service, and if you come to this my service, it's the same my service over here. So why have I not used this my service main? Because it's just pointing to this my service. It's just a path actually for the endpoint, but the service name is still my service. So which is why it's, so what basically it is doing is this this CDS extension means class, this application service class is actually extending it to my service, but written in the reverse way because of the ES6 methodologies or writing things. So this thing is actually extending it to my service. And since this thing has the power of bringing some hook methods along with it, that is transferred to this my service and goes into the init. Once you go into the init, you can just put your hook method, that is this dot on. So this init is a hook for the class that you are taking, and this is the normal hook method that you use inside the JS file. So what I'm doing is that in the init, this dot on create cust. So this is my entity name. If you're not sure, you can just come over here and check out, this is my entity name. And then there is the create customer. This is what I'm trying to do, create customer. And this is where my logic is actually running. So which is why I'm passing this thing over here. So normally you see module.exports, SRV, and the R function that goes on. And here also the same thing, but it's just being routed to this part. And it goes over here, and you can see the logic that is there in the create customer. So where is this create customer? If you come to the custom logic that I put, so it's simply partitioned into various levels. So if you come to the create customer, you can just come and check over here that I've used the same thing, the module.export, same function, create customer, and request.data, and then you insert the thing. This is how you do the insertion of data into the database table, and then it's done. Now, let me just run the app and show it to you how this thing is working. So in order to run the app, you need to let me just move away from here for a while. So what shall I be doing is, since you know these things, I'm just removing it. The only problem over here is these things. So what I'll do is that I'll put a breakpoint somewhere over here. If it takes, now it takes over here. So I think the breakpoint will come over here. All right. And then I'll put some random breakpoints on top over there, and on the new customer, and the result over here. All right. Now, what if you hit the play button? So the moment you hit the play button, this is how you debug the code. So it will just run, and so see, it first hits the module.exports, and if you go ahead, so you can just take a look also over here. Go ahead, and you see it went to the last, And after that, did you see that it came to, I started from here, the create customer, it went to the last, and it came to the init function that's there. And then it reads the entities, in the cust entities. You can see the values are coming over here. Not now, but then it will come as just showing the cust, that's your entity, basically. So let me just move one step ahead. And yeah, you see that it's custom. So these are your two entities. Those are packed in it, and they are passing to custom, or you can even use so in it. So once you move ahead from here, it goes to the on, the hook, and it will go for create. And finally, the super in it. This is how you're returning it using super. That's the built-in method over here. And then you go ahead and then just making it a big, jump, and then you see this thing has opened. Now you can just go to your app and just create some things over here. So the app opens up. Let me also open it in the inspect mode. Company name is like my ABC, and the currency over here is INR, and the country is India. And now, what if you hit a submit? So the handler is actually handling the on press function, and then you go ahead, and I will just again take a leap to the Ajax call. So it goes over there, and then it's payload, and then it goes over there, and let me hit it one more big leap, and you will see that now it hit the backend over here inside this custom handler. So you can see the request.data and the request.data, and then this, and then it goes inside it, and then it's the result that you actually see. Because if you go and if you check on the request.data, this is what we have entered with the ID, and now it is just pushing the data inside my app customers. So at the same time, I need to also take it to the database where my things are there, so that I can show you on the run that what we got over here. So you see there are 3 records, and let me just refresh it. I think this XYZ INR India is what has come over here. And now let's go ahead, and the result is returned, and it will be shown over here. See out of it. Okay, let's move out of it. It came to the message success, and message toast is going to toast the message, and customer created successfully. So this was the flow of the backend and the front end and the modularity in the code. Thanks for watching the video.